So copper 2 nitrate, this is a recap of another chapter. This is the thermal decomposition chapter. Whenever you see copper 2 nitrate, okay, CuNO3, I think I use blue, okay, just to remind you that all copper are blue in color. So copper 2 nitrate, when you heat it up, is a nitrate. You heat up, you produce a NO2 plus O2, okay, NO2 plus O2. So these are the two gases that we produce. And of course, you can already guess what is the leftover, what is the third product is produced. If NO2 is produced, O2 is produced, then they must have this copper oxide. Okay, a lot of times they'll just leave it blank. They leave blank these three spaces, and then they expect you to fill in. Okay, a lot of times. So I would highly recommend you to remember this. When nitrate is heated up, you produce these three things. Okay, two gases. So you see here they already mentioned two gases. They already mentioned it to you. Very nice. So there are a lot of times also they just leave it blank, expect you to know. Okay, so then a copper 2 nitrate heat up. Copper nitrate heat up. So blue, 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 blue. So you have the sodium hydroxide. This is an alkali, most probably to accept all the acid and stuff. And it comes out, and then you have the X. Okay, so then they say, oh, write the equation. So you see, they give you this time is nicer. They didn't leave the whole thing empty, but I expect you to find out the third one. So it's quite easy. Like take out all the N and take out all the O. So the most stable form is a CO. Okay, so then they quickly A-star student, I would say you need to observe the marks at the side, 2 marks. So 2 marks, which means they expect some balancing. 1 mark for the content in the equation, and then 1 mark for the balancing. So in this case, you say, oh, this whole thing times 2, put a 2 here. Okay, so then this is 2Cu, put a 2 here. So we cross-check, see if it's correct or not. Okay, if not, need to increase the number. So this is what? 3 times 2, 6 oxygen. 6 times 2, 12 oxygen. Wow, a lot. Okay, 2 oxygen, 4 oxygen, 2 oxygen, not enough. Okay, so you only have 8. So we need to balance it further. So most probably this is 4. Yes, 4. So this is 4. Okay, why? Because this is the 2 of this one, 2 nitrogen, then the whole thing times 2 again. So you're supposed to have 4 nitrogen. 4 nitrogen. The only to get 4 nitrogen is that should be balanced. Okay, so you can review it later slowly. Nicole is back. Okay, so then it said only oxygen gas is collected at Xn. One thing you need to see is this oxygen gas here. Okay, so why is it so? Because the nitrogen dioxide, this is kind of acidic. So the acid reacts with the sodium hydroxide. So you can say, oh, the sodium hydroxide, okay, reacts with reacts, which means absorb. Okay, when you say things that reacts with the nitrogen dioxide. That's all. Okay, so there are 2 gases given off, 2 gases given off here, but only oxygen is left here because the nitrogen dioxide reacts with this. Okay, 1 acidic, 1 alkaline, gone. Okay, and that's how we remove it. Then this is the nitrogen dioxide and other oxide of nitrogen are formed in car engine. Explain how it is formed in a car engine. Okay, so you can say burning, okay, burning fuel at high temperature. That's the keyword. Done. Okay, let's go to the calculation part. So this is to make sure you recap the air and oxygen chapter. How it is produced, why is it dangerous? Okay, this is like poisonous and stuff. Okay, this is not too bad. Come on, you with the equation on top, come on. Guys, want to try 1, 2, 3, then we discuss. Can use the 3 formulas. Once again, mass over molar mass for grams. This is for gas. This is for concentration. It seems I think we only need 2 of the formula today. It's for this part. copper nitrate. So you need to be careful. Copper nitrate, right? The relative mass is 64. Then need to times 2 because got nitrogen plus 16 times 3. So the bracket a bit tricky. So 16 times 3 plus 14 times 2 plus 64. 188. Vincent. Copper nitrate is 188. So gone already, though. One quite old. So if you get this wrong, right? One whole question gone already. But in your school, your teacher will mark you all wrong. But in the IG, they will say error carry forward. So Joey's one is correct lah. But Joey one's a bit they got one small trick here in this question. So way number 3, you might want to check. Yeah, it's that correct. Very good. Like, come on, anyone else? Hey, come on. Don't be shy, must try. Okay, then we know, oh, it's just checking. Don't worry about getting it wrong. It's just so that you know, oh, these are things to improve. Okay, it's not exam now. Now is to find out, oh, these are things I can improve, or these are things I miss out. So don't be shy. Right, again lah. Right, anyone else? Please take a step. Right, come on. These 4 marks must score in the exam. Okay, cool. Very good. Năm rõ. Đi. Okay, so this is a number of moles. They give you the mass. Okay, so N equals to mass over molar mass. So 18.8 divided by here. This is the molar mass of copper nitrate. 188. Okay, so 0.1. Very good. The big 0.1, so that you can get full marks. Right. Then calculate the maximum number of moles of oxygen that can be made by heating 18.8. So this is using the ratio. Okay, so go back to the top. Go back to the top here. Let me give the equation here. So you see balance. So this is quite annoying because you need to get balance. Okay, but since they ask about oxygen, it's not too bad lah. Use this. Okay, so then you have this as 2:1, 2:1. Okay, so if this is 0.1 that you calculated, 2:1, half of it 0.05. Okay, so just throw 0.05, done. That is done. Like just straight away 0.05. That's done. Okay, easy as that. Then after that, calculate maximum of volume. So then a volume of gas. Gas. So then N equals to V over 24. The first thing that pops in your mind. So then so V equals to N times 24. So you see this in dm cube. So that's why it's slightly tricky. So 0.05 times 24. Yes, a lot of you get 1.2, but this is in dm cube. They try to be annoying. They put it in cm cube here. So you need to convert dm cube to cm cube times 1000. Okay, so you might want to write down dm cube to cm cube. Right here, dm cube to cm cube is times 1000. Goes back is dy by 1000. Okay, that is. Okay, once you're done, please let me know. Then we continue. Next one. So this is the standard. I would say this is how it works. All the time, 4 marks. If the question is more than 4 marks, then must be your teacher adding up all the funny questions. Like a sample of copper 2 nitrate is all the long questions. Okay. One a sample of copper 2 nitrate was dissolved in water to form aqueous. Okay. Okay, Damien, see you later. Then the aqueous solution split into 3 portions. So then one is added to sodium hydroxide, like a tester, light blue, and you add to zinc powder. Then you have displacement reaction, and then ammonia gas. So this is heated. Okay. So then this is why copper nitrate is so popular, because you can use it for different things. So then if it's a sodium hydroxide, NaOH, so NaOH is like a tester. So then a light precipitate, because the copper, okay, you stick with the hydroxide, because then it becomes a copper hydroxide. This is the same as, you know, the test salt, and how we form a blue precipitate. Okay, and in such a way. Then a zinc powder, what is this? What's this observation? So you write the equation here. It will be zinc plus copper sulfate becomes zinc is more reactive, so I pull out, then a zinc sulfate plus copper. That is why this is blue initially, and then this copper is actually brown solid, the brown solid. Okay, this one, copper nitrate with ammonia. So I would say a tester also. So anything with a nitrate, okay, nitrate, how to produce ammonia gas? Yes. So you know how do we test nitrate? We add the aluminum plus NaOH, right? When there's nitrate, you produce ammonia gas. Okay. So this is like a test salt chapter. I would say a test salt will test salt chapter will definitely come up. Give the formula of the blue precipitate. Yeah, this is the formula. Okay. Copper hydroxide. Explain the changes seen in test 2. Okay, between you just explain this. Okay, so 3 marks. So you can say zinc is more reactive than copper. Okay, so then a displacement reaction occurs. And then copper is formed. Of course, if you want to write down the whole equation, chemical equation explains what's going on. Okay. Identify 2 reagents that must be added into aqueous to test 3. This one. Okay. To test nitrate. So you say aluminum and sodium hydroxide. Oh, sorry. Yes. Very good. Copper nitrate. Thank you. Good. I didn't. This is also nitrate. Okay, so that's how they test your understanding of the test salt chapter, 6 marks. Okay, one last question before we end. Okay, copper nitrate can be made by reacting copper carbonate with nitric acid, and then write the chemical equation for the reaction of copper carbonate with nitric acid. So this is a test your writing equation and balancing. Okay, so then I just take the front and back. So copper nitrate plus H2O plus CO2. Okay, and put 2 here. Okay, so carbon dioxide is added to air by living things. Name the chemical process that add things to carbon dioxide to air. Okay, so carbon dioxide gas to air. What do we do? Anyone? Respiration. Okay. Very good. So these are the air, oxygen, air chapter. Name the chemical process that plants remove carbon dioxide. This is easy. Come on. Please, everyone, type the answer in before we end the lesson. Anyone else? Photosynthesis. So make sure if the exam asks this kind of question, make sure you can do